Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Before we begin, we have another small disclaimer. This is our second attempt at recording episode 2 of our podcast. Our first attempt yesterday did not go so well. We felt the burden of having to be entertaining, and it sucked a lot of the enjoyment out of the recording process. We forgot that this project was supposed to be one of fun. A project to take ourselves away from the stresses of the world. If we talk too long, does it really matter? Does it matter if we fumble our words or fill every moment with interesting facts? Do we need to sound as professional as other podcasts? The answer is no. All we need to do is be ourselves. Now, with that out of the way, may I present to you episode 2 of FMA plus 12 Gage in Lockdown World. Not a remake, but a reimagining.
My name is Matthew Bennett, and by my side is my son, Callum Gage Bennett.
How you doing?
This is FMA plus 12 Gage in Lockdown World.
Episode 2, The Reimagining, where FMA finds a pretentious word and overuses it.
Callum, you look like you're having a stroke.
Yeah.
Hello, welcome ladies and gentlemen. This is a reimagining of FMA plus 12 Gage in Lockdown World, episode 2.
It is.
It is. Yeah?
Yeah.
Go on, this is where you're meant to talk and we keep talking.
Yeah, hi, everyone. Hope you're all
Hi,
well.
everyone, from this reimagined version of episode 2.
It is.
What makes a reimagined version better than a remake, Callum?
Is that it's slightly...
I'm much more handsome. I didn't think that was possible, but it's true. Your beard is longer.
I didn't think it was, but alright.
Yeah, it's a reimagining.
I know.
Right, go on, tell me what a reimagining is then.
It's like the original, but slightly altered.
That's a remake.
No, that's a reimagine.
No, a reimagining, Callum.
Hmm.
That's where we reimagine it.
Okay.
To be better.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So your muscles are bigger.
Oh.
Your feet are larger.
Oh.
Your pants are cleaner.
Uh,
And Helen is more beautiful.
why are you looking at me while you say this like I'm meant to agree with you?
Because he can't look me in the eye and lie.
That is true.
Agree with me, son. Agree that my fiancée is more attractive.
Yes. That's not weird at all.
No.
So yeah.
It's very weird reimagining.
It is. We are coming to you from LV-426, Hadley's Hope. We're currently awaiting a dropship to pick us up and take us off the planet. We don't know where everyone has gone. It's a little lonely here, but we keep hearing strange sounds in the air ducts and ventilation systems. But for now, we're safe.
Yeah.
Yes. So what do we have in store on this show? Helen, my beautiful assistant.
Well, we've got some talking,
Okay.
and we've got some naming,
Okay.
and we've got some questioning,
And some reimagining.
and we've got some reimagining.
Awesome. So should we talk about the DJ machine first? If
Yeah.
you remember last episode, we asked the audience, our beautiful listeners, who we've reimagined to be even more beautiful than normal, if that's
What
possible.
is it with you and
It's a
reimagine-
reimagining! Just shh! Don't
Okay,
question
right,
it!
Alright.
So for our DJ cube, I've reimagined it to be a cube. What
Okay.
names have we had sent in from our audience, Helen?
We've got some really interesting names. The first one we've got is YDJ.
Why DJ? That's like Y2K, but why DJ?
The second name
Yeah, go on.
is DJ Jalna.
DJ Jalna, yes. Jalna was the name of our van in For My Anger, my old metal band, and then Jalna died, and then we got a new van and called it Jaldeur, which is D-E-U-X, a French spelling. I came up with that. I was very proud of that. So that
Sounds like something you come up with.
I know that comes from Chris Jones. I really like the name Jalna.
Why am I imagining...
You're reimagining. Why are
Why
you
am I
reimagining?
reimagining your van as the mystery machine from Scooby-Doo?
Because that was what we did on the side. We'd
And
go out.
all of For My Anger dressed
Yeah, we
up.
played gigs, and then
You can solve mysteries.
What we do, Ed? Like that.
Ed's
That's
Shaggy.
what we do. Yeah, Ed
Ed's
was Shaggy. But yeah, anyway, go on. So these are the names that we've got for the DJ machine.
Then we've got Mixface.
Mixface. That's from Jesse.
That is.
I don't like that one. That shows no imagination. That's like a de-imagination.
I like how like your ex-band member sent in this like intricate name with a story relating to your band, and my ex-band member just sent in
Just copied stuff that has been
stuff.
done before. He de-imagined it. So go on.
Clever. We've got Belinda.
Belinda from Belinda Blinks.
Yeah.
Would you like to speak about that, Helen? You like that podcast?
I do. That's one of my favourite podcasts, obviously, besides this one. The podcast is called My Dad Wrote a Porno, and it is, as the title says, really, someone reads out the very awkward, erotic, said in quotation marks, fiction that his retired father has written. It is hilarious. Check it out.
It is. It's very funny. How would you feel if I wrote a porno, Callum? Just reimagine if I'd wrote a porno.
And then reimagine reading it out on the podcast.
Rereading it out. Anyway, next one.
Got Doreen the DJ Machine.
Who's that from?
I don't know.
Oh, that's the lady from whoever watches on YouTube who said, yeah, we were boring at parts and she could have fallen asleep and she agreed with you. But we'll ignore that part of the comment and just stick with that. I like Doreen the DJ Machine.
I think she's got good taste.
Thanks.
And
Cheers.
then the one that I quite like is Darth Vader.
Darth Vader's really cool as well.
Quite a good play, that.
Cool. So we will put up a poll. We'll whittle it down to 2.
Yeah.
And we will put up a poll on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter and things to see what people agree with.
Yeah.
So yes, thank you for all the name suggestions that you've sent in. Cool, awesome. Well, I think that's a good point to go to our first song of this reimagining of episode 2.
How long are you going to call it a reimagining
Because
for?
I just think it's the most pretentious term in the world, so I'm going to stick with it. But yeah,
Nice.
this is a version of our song "Who Am I."
It's a reimagining.
It is a reimagining of "Who Am I" with Helen joining us for this.
My debut on one of your tracks.
It is for this.
Reimagining.
No, I've already said. Oh, I can't think of a word. But anyway, I hope you enjoy this.
Yep.
Who am I? The original study. Subject A, Callum Gage Bennett. Aliases: 12 Gage, Barricade, The Weapon. Generational profile: defective.
Beat you to death.
With a coat hanger right in a pasta preaching rapture.
Nah, I'm a mad rapper.
Impressed, I
I
guess,
guess,
yes,
yes,
the best in the northwest. They up for no contest. God 12 Gage just pissed off the copycat craze. I'm burning bridges. Try training, you'll need it. All I need is a pen and paper for you to fear me. Waving, but welcome back cause I'm surrounded by the defibulating. Silver Thomas, a rate of saliva causing I spit. People get cut up from a gut up. Not a waste, never waste a single lyric. Inflate them, I'll deflate them until they say
That's late.
Anger surgeon hurting them worse than a drug surgeon in urban clothing. I lie, I'm California, in any corner I'm owning them. I'm an optimist in his prime, no stopping this. So step into the hip hop fight club with a kung fu tongue twist. I'm a leech and a Norris of this shit. 12 Gage more like a dozen gets. Stuck 100 hits and win the race.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
anonymous, seven seraphim singing a lingering lyric. Rap stock spheres reanimating severe it. All I hear are pop hits about your rain hips. Ha, saluting salutations, dicks.
Subject B, Matthew John Bennett. Aliases: FMA, Pirate MC, Matt the Spitter. Threat level: endless.
I set the standard you aspire to, desire to rise, to set the fire to empires, live liars with barbed wire and pliers. Set my Gaia to annihilate and spit on fire, burn you in a pyre. All you mad to admire me,
Tired of me.
cause differently why a man, but our man, a man for ribs. I'm giving up spitting like a man, but doesn't I'm rushed down to be alive. Minutes are ticking away, picking and ripping away. Seconds are missing, unless I wish you were given again. Hold up a second, I got a confession. I'm in for one reason to leave an impression. My footprint on your face, step back, make way. I'm here to teach you a lesson, one you got no chance of forgetting. You can call me settled down and big and begging. I'm an old boy, brought back from the dead by an old boy. You could keep your money, I create to destroy, boy. It's a host and it's a apprentice reinvented. It's the same old voice, but a brand new noise of doom. But of dictions in the room, now boom. Listen to the cowards flee, chaos ensues. Soon you see the wicked one, man is fitted just to rip his sick sons. Spitting on doom, doom. Look out, I'm in the room now, boom, boom. Leave you in your tomb and soon. You see the wicked one, man is fitted just to rip his sick sons. Spitting on, son.
And that was our reimagining of the song Who Am I? Featuring Helen. I hope you all enjoyed it. And What are we talking about now?
So we've got a question sent in by our friend Deana.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's got a bit of a background to it. So,
Do you want to just read out the important parts of the question?
no.
Okay, we'll read out the entire essay-long question.
So, the inspiration for the question comes from the band Incubus.
Yep.
When
Re-Incubus.
I don't think you're allowed to rename other bands.
Yeah, I just renamed. I reimagined a renaming of Re-Incubus.
So, when they were touring the album Make Yourself, which came out when FMA was in college.
That's about 4 years ago.
Yes.
I reimagined when I was in college.
My God.
Deana was watching an interview where they explained that they like channel from another source, so to speak.
Yep.
When they are performing. So she was wondering if you two had ever experienced anything like that, particularly during live performances, but also about any kind of rituals that you might go through within the creative process.
Yep.
Like a lot of people do certain things to help get into that flow. So
Yeah.
she was wondering if you and Callum had anything like that. Do you want me to add the other bits onto the question? Do you want to answer?
I don't know. What do you think? We can
Well,
answer
it
all in
was
one
around
go.
as well if there were any kind of like spiritual practices or any kind of faith in a higher power, and anything that kind of enhances that connection between you two. Is it just familial, or because you two have got such amazing energy on stage
Yeah.
together and you work so well together, and is that just...
But I think part of that is that we're kind of the same person.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't like that.
No.
Yeah. But no, we kind of are the same person. He's got my flaws. He's got my strengths.
Yeah.
Not all of them, but like when it comes to creativity and stuff, and I think that's what makes us click.
Mm.
But I really like what Deana said about having a ritual, because like when we go to practice, we do have a ritual, don't we? The
Yeah,
walk
we do,
back
yeah.
and from practice is a ritual. So the walk up is getting ourselves ready, me annoying Callum as much as possible because I know he's going to be able to release the tension at practice.
Yeah.
And then on the way back, we're both best friends. We're both like talking about what we're going to do and like cool stuff.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that?
Yeah,
Callum?
yeah.
Yeah. So
It's
the
always
walk-
a different mood
Energy.
walking to and from
Yeah.
practice.
And when it comes to writing, what normally happens is Callum or me show the other one something that we've written, and that triggers something in the other one.
yeah.
And then we take turns at writing,
yeah.
like while we're playing computer games or watching YouTube or something. And that's how that process goes. But the reason I wanted to answer that question in the first part of this podcast is because of the ritual thing. I think that's where we struggled with the re-recording of this. No, this is a re-recording. Yesterday was the recording of this. We don't have a ritual to get in place to start podcasting. We don't
Yeah.
have a ritual to just sit down and talk. Because sitting down to talk is something that should sound really simple, but it's not as simple when you have to do it.
And
It
also
changes it.
talking with people you've kind of been around all day.
Yeah.
I think that's a bit weird.
Yeah.
Like we come down here and it's meant to have this like flowing natural
Yeah, we
conversation.
come down here to LB426.
12E426.
Yep.
We get dropped in a drop pod.
Drop ship.
Drop ship.
Yeah, do you not remember?
He did bump his head on the way down.
I did.
Right,
I
okay.
did. But now I think it's a bit weird because it's like we have bog standard conversations all day, and
Yeah.
then it comes to this, and it is slightly like having a more entertaining version of those conversations
Yeah.
in my head.
Yeah.
So I think that's a bit weird.
Yeah,
to
so
me.
we do need to come up with a ritual for this.
Yeah.
Because we do, yeah, Deana, we do have them for other forms. And with gigs, we always get there early for gigs. I insist on that. I want
Yeah.
to be in the venue for at least 2 hours beforehand to like just feel comfortable there before we do
Yeah.
the performance. That sounds a bit weird, but rushing up on stage and just performing like before anything, like without even getting used to the environment or the people there, it chucks you off and it takes you a lot longer to get into your groove.
Yeah, I
And-
used to hate it,
Yeah.
like when we first started, but now I kind of realise why.
Yeah. And the ritual I have before we go on stage is like I march up and down the stage
Yeah,
in
you
front
just
of
pace
everyone.
back and forth.
Yeah, which does two things. It prepares myself for being on stage in front of all the people. So my anxiety, not anxiety, but the what is it? And adrenaline.
Yeah.
The adrenaline levels don't hit me as hard. But also it creates a feeling
Which
in the
also
audience.
never really works.
No, it does, Callum. If I go up without doing that thing, it's much different.
Yeah.
It gives me time to warm up my voice and prepare myself, but it also like primes the audience for what's going to happen. They know something. There's tension building. Me pacing back and forth. It's a bit odd to watch just one person walking backwards and forwards, doing
Never
all these
making
weird
eye
things.
contact with
not
like,
making
the
eye contact
crowd.
with people. And it does, because we've had people say that in the past, but it's like this weird thing that we do. But it causes, once that's done and I start screaming at the audience are kind of prepared for it, even though they're not.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? But I'm definitely prepared for it.
Oh, yeah. Like, I've found that I almost do the complete flip opposite of that.
Yep.
Like, I'll just stand really still.
Yeah.
A lot of the time.
Yeah.
And just stare somewhere.
Yeah. But
And I won't stare at the audience, but I'll just look somewhere.
Yeah.
And I think it's that weird thing of, like, the motion and someone just standing completely still.
Yeah. No, it's cool.
And also, like you were saying with the screaming at them, I think it works because it's like everyone else, like that gig at Alma.
We've all
When you like Darren Brown the audience and you were like, oh, I've been so ill today. I'm so sorry. I've just I've got this horrible like chest infection thing and like I don't know if I'm going to be able to put on a good gig. So I hope you're all ready. And then you did your scream at the beginning of it. And I think it's got to the point now where I don't even react to that scream at all.
Yeah.
But I found it really funny that the entire crowd jumped and I just stood there like nodding, just nodding along with it. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I know, it catches people off guard.
Yeah.
And it's cool. I learned that from Ed. That's what Ed used to do. So
Yeah.
I've stolen Ed's tactics.
What, pace?
No, not the pacing, but just scream at people.
Yeah.
Like, just start. Energy should be at the full from the very start.
I think one of my favourite like videos of For My Anger.
Yeah.
Like, and I think it's still on YouTube, but I don't know how you'd find it. I don't know what to search for it. But there's that one where you're in Blitz or something like that. It might not be Blitz, it might be 53 Degrees or something like that.
Right.
And it's where Ed's just screaming at people.
Well, 12 bar.
I think so, yeah. And Ed's like saying like, "You've got the space now, use it," and
Yeah.
like all
no,
that
he
stuff.
was
and that
amazing.
was well cool.
It was like he conducted the audience. It was
Yeah.
amazing, and they all listened to him.
Yeah.
Because he had presence, and he said, right, this is what I am. And
Yeah.
you will believe what I am. And
Yeah.
so that's what I learned from Ed. Ed taught me a lot about being a front man.
Mm.
Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, with any form of creativity or anything, it's good to have a ritual. So we need to develop one for this podcast.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate Deana writing such an amazing question, because that really helped us. It's a bit weird how she wrote back when we needed it the most.
Yeah.
What are you, Deana? What are you?
Also,
Strange, isn't she?
there is a second half to that question. Mark.
Go on. What was the second? The higher power.
Yeah.
I know, but I didn't want to spend too long on that.
So you're not going to address it at all?
Well, okay, yes. My opinion on a higher power is I don't believe in a higher power. I believe in a life force.
Yeah.
And that's it. Something that causes life. It's like a huge red river that flows through the universe, and some planets, some places, very rarely, will be connected to this, and it's like a plug. There is no consciousness or anything that's connected to it, just life force.
Yeah.
And when you die, it's like being unplugged from a plug socket, and that's it.
Yeah.
And it's like a lamp going out, and then but your body is a lamp.
Yeah.
And that's what I believe.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to offend anyone by letting my mouth do what it normally does.
Nice.
Well, how do you feel about that, 12 Gage?
What about yours, or just about high
No, about
powers
high
in general? Well, I kind of, like, growing up, I was, like, brought up in a very Christian manner. I prayed a lot and stuff like that. And I went to church and I went to Sunday school. I really remember that. But a lot of things happened when I was young to shake that belief in, you know, that type of higher power.
Yeah.
And, like, I've been exposed to other things, like my mum really likes Buddhism.
Yeah.
And stuff like that, so I've been exposed to a lot of different religions, and I think it's taught me more than anything to not really, like, not immediately dismiss it.
Yeah.
Because it's more someone's belief in that and someone's faith, and that, like, I remember us watching that documentary ages ago,
Grump.
and it was that guy, he was like a scientist, and tons of people really like looked up to this scientist, but all he did was go around to like Christians and all these people with
You're
faith.
on about that idiot.
Yeah, and he just went round
as
to
bad.
him.
It's the exact same, but on the other side of the spectrum.
Yeah, and he just went round to him and went, yeah, but science completely breaks that.
Yeah.
And I'm there like, but this is something they believe in. You can't like, it's like saying like, oh yeah, like a kid really likes superheroes.
Yeah.
And he really like, he looks up to him and that inspires him, and you're just going to walk around and go, yeah, that's fiction. It's like it doesn't break
Yeah,
the
I am
kids,
gonna.
but it doesn't break. But it doesn't break the kids, you know, belief in
Yeah, I
that
get you,
and belief in that people
I know
could
it's a
be
really
that.
immature way of
Yeah,
treating
yeah.
other people's
Yeah.
beliefs. You should respect what other people believe in and believe in what you want to believe in.
Yeah, so in short, I'm agnostic,
You're a sellout.
pretty
Because
much.
that's what I think that is.
Well, I don't come down concretely on either side of a fence because I think it's kind of impossible to come down on either side of a fence.
Yeah. No, I know. I just, every time someone says they're agnostic, I just like, ooh, choose a side.
Yeah, but it depends if someone actually has a reason for it.
I know,
though,
but they
innit?
can do. Callum, it doesn't matter. I'm still going to argue and be like, ooh.
I know. That's just who you are. But
Yeah.
like,
I know. But yeah, so
Yeah.
that was the answer to Deana's question.
Thank
Would you
you,
like to
Deana.
add anything to that, Helen? About belief or out? You believe in us,
I do believe
which
in
is why
you.
we exist.
Yeah.
There's only you sat down here.
Well, on my own.
Yeah.
With my different voices. I actually came across I don't know what, whether religion's the right word. And I can't remember the name of it now, but it sounded like an awesome church, and I immediately googled to see if there were any in my area, and there aren't. Oh no, there's one in Padiham.
oh,
Utilitarian.
utilitarian.
Utilitarian. Basically, like, really, according to everything that I was seeing, very progressive and very focused on compassion and inclusivity.
Oh, wow.
So I'm like, yeah, that sounds like my sort of thing. I flipped between really being not keen on the idea of organised religion and then thinking, oh, I really wish I belonged to something like that.
I do get you with that. It's like when you see sort of that there are all the negatives to it, but it's like having just a wide extended family when you have that sort of, oh, I'm a Christian, you're a Christian, or I'm a Jewish person, you're a Jewish person. Let's all like, there's immediately that thing where it's like, and you can't do that with science.
No, but I'm an alcoholic. So I fit in with other alcoholics. That's my family.
So you go to AA meetings and you're there like, I'm an alcoholic too.
Yeah. No, it is. No, I understand what you mean because that's how I find that.
It's the sense of the community and that support that it brings. I think can be so powerful and amazing. So yeah, I don't know.
No,
I wouldn't say that I was agnostic because I think I'd more.
Because that's a sellout.
Yeah, because that's such a sellout.
Oh wow.
I think more in line with what you described, Matthew.
Yep.
And very much, I find myself talking to the universe.
Cool. Good. Does it answer back?
Sometimes.
All right. What's it say?
That would be telling.
Okay, well, shall we move on to our story?
Yeah.
Our reimagined story. Read by Helen. Yeah? Would you like to give an intro or shall I give an intro?
You can give an intro, it's your story.
This is Helen reading Kevin.
In a solar system, on the most infinite outskirts of the universe, there lived a very naughty planet called Kevin. Kevin had always been obsessed by the stars that hung like diamonds in the darkness around him. He would have given anything to shine like them. Kevin was barely old enough to have his own moon, let alone be spinning out of orbit, but like a shooting star he danced across the universe, hopping over black holes, weathering cosmic storms, and riding the waves of supernovas until one day he arrived. 1 million years later, he returned. "Quasars and crumpets," his ever-glowing mother said when she noticed him trying to slink back into orbit. "What have you been doing? You're covered pole to pole in dark matter." "I'm sorry, Mummy. I wanted to be a star." Kevin sadly shook and continents formed across his surface. "But when I got there, I found they were just like us." His mother caressed him with sunlight. "Silly Kevin. I know it's hard to see, but you are a star. Everyone's a star to someone. It just depends on where you're looking from." Kevin thought for a moment, then smiled. "Thanks, Mom." And the universe went on spinning.
And that was Kevin, written by Matthew Bennett. It was about a naughty little planet. Would you like to tell the audience how you came up with that?
No.
because I think it relates well to creativity. You are how
It does.
do
No,
you
I
do
was- I
well
was
in
about to-
interviews? Like
Yeah,
how?
Yeah, no, what I was really, really struggling. I'd entered a short story slam, so you had to write three 200-word stories. And writing a 200-word story is really, really difficult. And I was pondering because I wanted a story that would make people feel good. And then I was just sat on a train one day, and all of a sudden the sentence, there once was a naughty planet called Kevin, popped into my head, and I proper loved it. It proper made me smile.
Yeah.
And so the whole story was built around that. I just thought it had such a lovely meaning to it. It kind of wrote itself, like going back to Deana's thing.
Yeah.
That story kind of just wrote itself. It was once you had that first line, it's like, all right, okay, what would a naughty planet do? A naughty planet would run away. Why would a naughty planet run away? To be like the stars, because he wanted to shine. But what would a naughty planet find when he got to the stars? He'd find that they were all just like him, and so he'd go back to his mum. And it was just like it wrote itself after that first sentence.
Yeah.
It was weird.
In a weird way, that reminds me of how like I write verses in comparison to how you write verses.
Yeah.
Where a lot of the time with me, it can just be one line.
Yeah.
And the first line will just trigger something, and then that next line will trigger something, and it can just go on and on and on.
Yeah.
Like, I think I remember so many times when you've said, all right, Callum, we need to like, I want you to just write a line or 4 lines.
Yes, I remember them.
And then I come back with like a 16-bar verse and like, or like it just carries on for
Callum,
ages.
we had a 1 second gap to fill.
And then I'm there like, no, this can be like 10 minutes.
No, that's what it was. It was
That
just...
actually kind of ties in really well with. I know we're not supposed to talk about it till later on.
Well, would you like to go on to that point now?
Yeah,
Helen?
I can do.
Okay.
Well, one of the things that I want to talk about in an upcoming episode of the podcast is fears. So our fears, your fears, unusual fears. One of the ideas that we had with that was that it'd be really cool to get people to get in touch with us, and we'll tell you how at the end, with any unusual fears that you might have. And then we're going to take one of those fears, and we're going to give that fear, well, not the actual fear.
You're going to make me
I
scared?
was going to make Matthew and Callum scared of that thing. Now, I was going to give them both that fear as a starting point for a short story, then send them both off to their own dark little holes and get them to write a short story that we could then read out on the podcast. And it's not a case of comparing whose is better. It's more comparing the different styles of writing. And there'll probably be something in there as well about the process of how you went from one concept and developed it into a story in a very short space of time.
Yeah. Super short. So we don't have time to think.
Yeah. So
well, we might as well give the email address away now. It's podcast@fma12gage.com. That's a very fancy email, isn't it? I'm very proud of that email address.
you need to get in touch just so we can say we've had an email on it.
Yeah, please. That'd be really, really cool.
Yeah, that'd be brilliant.
But yeah, if you have any fears or any suggestions or anything, just send them into that.
Cool.
Are you done, Helen? Are you done? I meant, have you said everything that you want to say?
That's all I wanted to say.
Cool. Shall we talk about a man?
A man?
A man who saw us on the postcode lottery.
Oh, that
and got
man.
in touch with us.
That man completely went blank then. I just thought you were there like, let's talk about a man.
Just any man. No, Velton J. Lishke.
Yeah.
Lishke. I heard him pronounce his name once and he said it something like that, so I hope I've done it right. But Velton was someone who found us on the postcode lottery and got in touch.
Which Helen entered us into.
Oh yeah, Helen, thank you very much for doing that. You did that.
You're welcome.
And he got in touch with us and just like introduced himself. He's a filmmaker, he makes music videos and things. And over time, I just carried on talking and looking at his work. And he's got such a huge back catalogue of work. It's a bit crazy.
Yeah.
And then learning more about him, I found out he had ADHD and he creates to keep himself sane, like creatively sane. And then I'm like, oh, whoa, that's a bit like me.
Yeah.
Because I just create all the time to keep my head like in a good place. And he started off, what did he ask? He wanted some music for a skit.
Yeah.
And that's where it started.
He heard Home Time,
Yeah.
I think, didn't he? He like listened to our stuff and he heard Home Time.
Yeah.
And he really loved it and he wanted to use that for one of his Lit Laugh skits.
Lit Laughs on the Facebook, go and like the page.
Yeah.
So he used that in that. And then, after that, he asked us to create a rap for the sitcom that he's working on, which is on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
So that was mad.
Green Fingers.
Yeah, so we had to write like a kind of gardening rap. But not for us. This was where things got really, really difficult.
Oh, yeah, this was weird.
Because we always write for us. Never ever write for anyone else. And then we got given the task
of writing.
creating, a very specific. We were, what's the word? We were commissioned. That's it, to write this rap. So, would you like to talk a little about that, Callum? Because my mind's gone blank.
Oh, nice. Well, we were pretty much asked to do that, and I think we approached it in a kind of a similar way because, if you don't know, we are the kings of writing
Novelty
raps. We have written birthday raps. We've written raps about
Have we
golf.
written birthday raps, Callum?
Let's not get on this right now.
No, I'd like to just bring it up really quickly. Just a little sidestep, please, Callum. Callum received an 18th birthday rap. He also received something like a 10th birthday rap. Brandon, our friend, received a crazy... Yeah, I wrote you a 10th. The 10th birthday rap is included in the 18th birthday rap.
Oh, look at
That's
those,
how good I am.
References,
we
we
just write songs, birthday raps for everyone apart from me. I haven't had a birthday rap.
It was because you weren't involved in it.
I know. The only way I'm going to get a birthday rap is if I write my own. But anyway, we were writing for Green Fingers. That is the name of the sitcom. What are you two looking at each other for?
No.
What?
Nothing.
Are you disappointed with him, Helen? You should be. I am. But anyway, so we were writing for Green Fingers, and it was weird, weren't it?
Yeah.
Like having to step outside of ourselves, not do the things that we like to do, so create ridiculously complex things, and realise that this song is going to be performed by two other people.
Yeah,
but
that was the, I think, the really difficult part is I think it kind of, not in a big-headed way, but I think it reminded us how intricate we are and how not a lot of people can do what we do vocally.
That was so big-headed of Callum. I never said that. I'd never say anything
Callum.
as big-headed as that, Callum.
I'm just taking after you, Dad.
Whoa.
But what I mean is we approached it as in, okay, we're going to have to dumb it down because...
Oh, it's getting worse! Callum, I will talk from now on.
What I mean there, okay, I'm sorry, Velton, and I'm sorry, Pete, because now people are picking on the things that I'm saying.
Callum!
So what I'm trying to say is that we have a certain style, and our style is intricate, fast, and a lot of syllables, a lot of the time.
Yep.
And you even said this.
Yeah, no, we do go. I go mad. I go absolutely mad with my rap style. But I wasn't talking about that, Callum. We didn't need to insult people to talk about this subject.
I haven't insulted anyone. Yet.
But anyway, Callum, weren't it mad?
Right, okay.
It was mad being given the script for the episode.
It was,
and then having to create a song which was built around the jokes within the episode, but also to be performed by these two characters, which in turn are two real people.
Yeah.
And it was mad coming at it from all these different angles when normally everything that we write is built to be performed by us. Because I regularly write tongue twisters that I cannot do to start with. And it takes weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks to get them just right. And then if I stop practicing them, I can't do them anymore.
But that's kind of the line which I was on about.
I know it was, Callum, but I said it in a much more diplomatic way.
Screw your diplomacy.
Right.
Like, what I meant was pretty much like, as a general thing, is that they found it really tough to do the rap that we'd written.
Yeah.
But in a similar way, watching Velton direct,
I know.
I was like, I could not do that.
I know. He's got so much energy, and he's such a nice person, and he's so good at dealing with people, because when me and Callum film our silly little films and stuff, it's just us two, and I lose my mind with Callum because he's not behaving. But we weren't behaving for Velton.
It isn't that I'm not behaving.
because I'm a control freak. But when it comes to directing, you need to get the shot. But Velton had a room full of people. He was nice to everyone the entire time, and he's been nothing but...
There were kids there who were like wanting to go do stuff. They were like getting bored just sitting there, and he was like, "Oh yeah, cool."
Yeah, no, he encouraged everyone.
Yeah.
And he didn't have a bad word to say about anyone.
Yeah.
And it was such an awesome experience because we went to be extras within the episode and watch them perform the rap and things.
Yeah, which was also really surreal.
Yeah, it was really surreal. That was a super surreal thing. But
that was kind of when I meant about, when they came off and they were saying how difficult it was.
Yeah.
And in my head, though, that was easy.
Yeah.
And it isn't like an insult or anything. It's just... It's like due to the amount of time that we spent doing it.
It's like a marathon runner trying to do a sprint.
Yeah.
Yeah? They're two very different ways of performing.
Yeah,
the same way that being an actor, I can't do it.
Yeah.
I can't. The second the camera's on me, I just freeze, or I break down, or I say the wrong thing, or something like that.
Yeah.
Yet Velton is perfectly comfortable in front of the camera. He's perfectly comfortable behind the camera.
Yeah.
And we've seen the first episode of Green Fingers. You should definitely look it up on Amazon Prime.
I think the second episode is out now, isn't it?
It
out
should
in a
be
couple
out
of weeks.
very
in a couple
soon,
of
and then
weeks.
we're in the third episode,
Yep.
which
6 weeks.
has our rap. And yeah, so it's just absolutely amazing. Velton is he's also taken one of my scripts and is creating a short film out of it called A Family Man.
Yeah,
so that's
and
gonna
I've
be,
read that script.
It's really cool.
Really cool and horrible, and I'm looking forward
He's
to seeing
playing
what
the
he
lead
does
in
with
that.
it.
He's playing
Is
the
he?
lead. Yeah, he just works on project after project after project.
That's
and he's
one thing I don't get, like how even though we do practically the same thing, how work doesn't really stop. There's another thing.
Yeah.
But watching him do it, because the thing I had was I had to do a group project at uni, and I was the director for that.
Yeah.
And I found that tough,
Yeah.
like really horrible.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a reflection on anyone I was working with. It was the fact that I knew everything was on me.
Yeah.
And that was a horrible feeling to me, because it was like, I'm not being told what to do, because I can act.
Yeah.
Vaguely. But when I'm being told what to do, I'm fine. When I'm left to my own devices and I know it's all on me, I'm fine. But when I'm responsible for a group of people in a project, that was like monumentally horrible in my head. That is like a level of stress I don't want to experience again, and I don't know how he can just continually do it.
Well, it's what he was built to do. The
Oh,
same
yeah,
way
definitely.
we're built to do what we do.
Definitely.
But yeah, he's such a charismatic, funny guy, and I wish him all the best with all his projects.
Definitely.
But the song that we're going to be playing at the end of this, we're about to do some shout-outs, but the song that we're going to be playing at the end of this is also for a motion picture that Velton is hopefully going into looking for funding for at the minute, and is going into production soon, called Touch Gloves. It's about boxing. But the script has already won a ton of awards.
Oh, yeah, which
I can't
is
wait to
insane.
read this thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've got a song which is part of the motion soundtrack picture soundtrack.
Yeah. And as we're both like massive fans of Rocky, I think that's like brilliant.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah,
I
I
hope that
can't
we
wait
have a
for
training montage.
But anyway, the song is called Take a Seat, and you will be hearing it very, very shortly. But first, is there anything else we want to say about Velton?
He's a great guy. Go like his stuff.
Yeah. Like the VPAC Productions page. We'll leave the link in the
VPAC
comment.
Productions.
We'll
Go
just
check
leave
out
one,
Green
Callum.
Fingers.
We're not doing his whole life. We'll leave VPAC Productions in the comments and look up Green Fingers on Amazon Prime. It's got Pete Bennett and Velton J. Lishke starring in it, and it was written by Helen Tunnicliffe, and it's an absolutely brilliant sitcom.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy that we ended up meeting Velton.
And being a part of that.
Yeah, definitely. But anyway, we are on to shout-outs now, Helen.
Cool.
You're nodding sagely.
Sagely?
Sagely, yeah, I'm using words.
You are using words.
Yeah.
Well done, Matthew.
Thank you.
So do you want me to do the first shout out?
Yeah, please.
Okay, so the first shout out is for it's for a Click Click Bang photography, which our friend Deana runs. And it's specifically regarding her warrior project that she's been running. This is a series that she has on a blog where she photographs and interviews people with mental health difficulties or physical disability or chronic illness. And it's really inspiring. I've read through the different ones that she's put up there. I just think it's an absolute amazing project that she's got on, so I just wanted to give it a shout out. You can see her website at clickbang.co.uk.
We'll leave it in the description.
And she's on Instagram as well, but we'll put that in the description as well.
Yes. Cool. That's awesome. Am I next?
Route 9 Studios.
Oh yeah, I forgot about I didn't forget about Route 9 Studios. Our friends over at Route 9 Studios, the people who helped us create the Unstoppable video, and who have also created so many amazing and wonderful videos. They unfortunately had their Facebook page hacked recently, so they lost all of the content on there. So we're trying to help them regain some of their followers, because they're going to be uploading some new films and stuff. It must be heartbreaking that to lose an entire, just all your work, just all in one place.
I know.
So if you could please go on like Route 9 Studios Facebook page. Once again, we will leave a link in the comments, and check out their upcoming movie. It's an animation. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
You should definitely check them out. So on to our very, very last shout out, which is for Nicola Thompson, who has recently started a YouTube channel where she does mindfulness guides and things like that.
Really useful.
They are very useful, very excellent mindful guides. And at this time in the world, when people's anxiety and stress is at an all-time high, it's really, really good to practice mindfulness.
Yeah.
But she's only got 4 subscribers, or she had the last time I checked. We have 153, so I'm not flexing on her. I would like her numbers to raise higher, if that would be good. Just get a few more subscribers for her, because the work that she does is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
And she's a good person.
Cool. Definitely.
Yeah.
And what's her YouTube channel called?
Her YouTube channel is, I don't know what.
Inner Vision Therapy.
Inner Vision Therapy. So check her out on YouTube. Once again, we'll leave another link. But yeah, I think that's everything that we've got today.
Yeah, just as a final shout, make sure that you follow us on all social media at FMA12Gage.
Cool.
And get in touch.
Get in touch with us on email at podcast@fma12gage.com.
Yeah.
I really hope you've enjoyed this reimagining of episode 2 of our podcast. And now, to play you out, is the sweet, soothing sounds of FMA plus 12 Gauge with Take a Seat from a motion picture soundtrack for Touch Gloves. Take care, everyone.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Stitched, can't shout. My eyes are shut, no sound. My face is slipped all down.
You better bow down, I announce now. Got you all down with the sound now. I'ma use my pen as a double-edged weapon. Paint with the ear, cut with the nip. Flowing never better.
Your crown made of thorns now. Watch you all fall down to the floor now. You ain't walked on this warpath of war round. Kind of blood and sweat each ounce out.
Kids with a little grin and a little ink. A little thought and a little bit of what I think. I got a little thirst for adrenaline. I'm into when this witness a temper skip begins.
When I say jump, you better erupt. If I thought you wouldn't held me up. In your eyes you've denied all that I've become. I've conquered everything that I said I would.
I'm a long figure pissing down the hordes. The storm rolls in and the dust clouds form. I was flashing a katana out of syllables. Grammar in my old grey matter. I'll stand alone as the blood rain starts to fall. Be racing my lightning home. And as the moon rises, I climb a mountain of bodies and I'll place my phone. You better bow. You better bow. Down, 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 down. When you step in the way of FMA 12 Gauge, you better know your place. You better sit back down. Down, 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 down. Nothing will change, nothing will break, nothing will take. You better sit back. I confess you can test the best competitors, cause the best don't masturbate. You better know, don't forget you can fight to climb to even come close to us. I hold the words in the curse in the palm of my hand, and I bet it'd feel good if you could have shown where I stand.
Ultimate, filling up with sulfur. Erupts from my gut and up upon my lips. It brims, drips from a grin, no giving in. I'm the ultimate.
Rips, grows, and birds.
Devouring the hours and eating up every urge.
One day the earth will turn.
Dropping an apocalypse, bringing the most wicked words.
I was wandering, my mind wandering, and I was wondering if I could re-begin. Would I wander upon this path again, or would I pick the erase rolls of the pen yet again?
Everything I've learned is etched in bricks. Twist where it make every syllable fit. All 4 sides of my outline sketched in invisible ink. Yet I remember every verb, every nerve, and every word. Every verse, every herb, and hit reverse. On the hearse and emerge from the dirt. First things first, didn't it occur that you better bow.
You better bow. Down, 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 down. When you step in the way of FMA 12 Gauge, you better know your place. You better sit back down. Down, 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 down. Cause nothing will change, nothing will break, nothing will take. You better sit back. I confess you can test the best competitors, cause the best don't masturbate. You better know, don't forget you can fight to climb to even come close to us. I hold the words and the curse and the palm of my hand, and I bet it'd feel good if you could have shown where I stand.
I can't shout out.
I've got sonic booms in the room every time I open my mouth and let the sounds out. I'm a panic, I'm manic, so furious amounts, bringing in the wicked, I'm bringing in the hammer. gotta toughen up and get better, 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 better down. Hit the ground and now, lip stitch, cross you out. Nothing will change, nothing to break, nothing to take. You better sit back. You better back.